Hi, this is Hong Kong Design Book Club and I'm Soyeon. Welcome to our design book review episode number 7. Today we are going to review Radical Focus by Christina Wodtke. We'll look into what is OKR, how we can set objectives and key results, and how we can make it work. I had a chance to see the author Christina Wodtke giving a talk in design conferences a couple of times. The first time I saw her was 6 years ago at the beautiful Red Brick Hotel in Brooklyn. She gave us a talk about OKR, and us attendees had a simple exercise to create our OKRs. It was impressive enough because the concept of OKR was simple to understand, and at the same time, I felt it could be a very practical and powerful tool. She seemed very experienced and also confident in what she was presenting, and I remember at the time I thought she could be my role model. After learning about OKR, I became a true believer and introduced it to my team. I started to set my personal goals with it. I even published a summary about it on SlideShare, and over 5,000 people viewed that slide. For these 6 years, I feel more and more people are talking about OKR. I saw many books and articles about OKR are published. Many designers, engineers, managers from the industry started to use OKR in their organization. So what's the charm of OKR and how can it help you achieve your goals? Before talking about how it works, let's think about why we can't achieve our goals. There is a golden apple on the book cover, and the reference is coming from the Greek myth of Atalanta. She was the fastest runner in Sparta. She didn't want to get married, but her father forced her into a running competition and said, "Hey, if you win this thing, you don't have to get married." Atalanta said yes, thought she could easily win, but one clever and evil Greek guy brought golden apples and rolled them into her path 3 times. She was distracted every time to pick the apples, and voila, she lost. Her true goal was to be free by winning the competition, but she was distracted. This is what happens to us every day. We have bigger goals, but every time a golden apple rolls into our way, we easily forget what we need to follow and try to pick them up. OKR is a way to remind us to see the bigger objective, not to mind instant and small advantages. If she had only set some clear goals and stuck to them, she might be ruling the city footloose and fancy-free. So what is OKR? O stands for objective, KR for key results. Objective is what you want to do. Key results are how you know if you've achieved them. OKRs are set annually and or quarterly and unite the company behind the vision. So objective is something cool and inspiring, something ambitious and qualitative that you really want to achieve, and something that makes your heart race with excitement. Becoming a killing design booktuber, that could be my objective. KRs are something quantitative and measurable. For example, 1,000 subscribers, total 2,000 hours watching time, post at least 1 video bi-weekly, and sorts. With this structure, you can imagine what you'll become in case you're successful, and also can understand how to track the progress and measure the success. But how many times you did come up with New Year's resolutions such as quit smoking, exercise, study, and actually did nothing about it? At the year end, you're like, I failed this year, but I'll be better next year. You can't set a goal, forget about it, and expect to achieve it automatically. What you need is a cadence. Means you need a Monday commitment and Friday celebration. Check your priorities, your confidence level, what is coming in the next 4 weeks, and health metrics on Monday. Start your week by a good conversation with the team. Decide which tasks need to be done this week. Check if everyone's happy and healthy. Celebrate your accomplishments, drink a beer or 2, and go home early on Friday. This cadence creates a habit of execution, keep your team on the track. It's easier to fail when you try OKR for the first time, but it's important to learn from it and adjust the process. Setting too many goals can be a common mistake. You probably can't even remember more than 3 goals. Try not to set them too short term. If you can achieve your goal in a week or so, it's rather a task, not an objective. Set your goal a little stretching, not something you can absolutely achieve or you'll never achieve. Having a 50% chance of hitting the goal is about right. Track your confidence level every week and don't turn this into a blame game. It might take time to get used to it, but once OKR is implemented in your routine, you could see the goals and the progress more clearly. I've read some reviews about this book. Some readers didn't like the fable of Hannah and Jack. I understand it's not a common format to explain such methodology, but I think it was the most interesting part of the book. The story explains really well how OKR can help a startup focus on their objectives even under the situation they need to pivot sometimes, and how to implement OKRs properly in their cycle. And I thought the tale was simply entertaining enough to catch your interest. I'm sure you've met someone like Hannah, Jack, or the jerk programmer Eric. I would love to read more fiction about startups and tech companies. There are more than enough fictions about doctors, police, and lawyers, so why not? That's it for today. Enjoy our other book reviews such as The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman and Thoughts on Design by Paul Rand. If you like this episode, please like it and subscribe us. Happy holidays everyone and see you next time!